Have you ever had one of those moments where you just snap? Maybe a harsh word slips out, or you fall back into an old habit, and afterward you're just left thinking, what just happened? Well, let's get into it, because a really fascinating book by Alan R. Scott suggests that all of us are being driven by these hidden forces we don't even know exist.
It's that awful sinking feeling, isn't it? You do the exact thing you promised yourself you wouldn't do. You make a choice that you know, logically, is just wrong for you. And you're left with that frustrating question just echoing in your head. Why did I do that again? I know better.
So here's the thing. The book argues that this isn't some failure of your willpower. It's not that you're weak. In that split second, you weren't even really in control. You were just reacting to something that had already taken the wheel inside of you.
Yeah, let's call it what it is, the inner hijacker. Think about it. Before you even have a chance to think, your mood is hijacked. A reaction is fired off, and you're just left to clean up the mess. So, what exactly is this hijacker? According to the book, it's like there's this hidden bit of software running in the background of your mind. You didn't install it, you didn't choose it, but it's there. And that feeling of powerlessness when you can't stop yourself, that's just the program running its course through you. It's not really you at all.
Okay, so if it's not us, then who or what is actually in the driver's seat? This is where we get to the core of this whole idea. The book reveals there are three completely separate energies or natures inside all of us, and they're always pulling the strings. So let's meet the team.
All right, the book breaks it down like this. First, you've got your good nature. This is your inner champion, right? It wants you to grow, be kind, build a great life. Then you've got the bad nature. It's the little gremlin that thrives on chaos, resentment, and drama. And finally, there's the stagnant nature. It's kind of the couch potato of your soul. It just wants to keep you stuck, passive, and endlessly scrolling. Now, don't imagine these three are politely taking turns. No way. This is a constant, 24/7 battle for your attention. It's like a silent war going on inside you. And whichever one manages to grab your focus, even for a second, wins that battle and gets to dictate your next move. The book has this perfect analogy. Imagine you have three portable chargers. Every time you get lost in an anxious thought, you're literally plugging in and charging up the bad nature. Every time you doom scroll on your phone for an hour, you're juicing up the stagnant nature. And every time you do something kind or productive, you're powering up the good nature. The one you charge the most, well, that's the one that gets the strongest. And this is the absolute game changer. You are not these three competing voices. The book describes you as the emperor, and they are your three advisors, all whispering in your ear. You are the one who listens. The problem is, most of us have totally forgotten we're the emperor, and we've started to believe we're just one of the advisors. Okay, great. So if we're the emperor, how do we take back the throne? How do we stop the wrong advisor from hijacking the whole kingdom? Well, the book argues we've all been missing a crucial tool. It's a kind of lost art for regaining control. It's called Gaam-Node. I know, sounds complicated, but let's break it down. It's actually pretty simple. In Thai, Gaam-Node basically means to set an intention, and Ru means to know. So Gaam-Node Ru is the art of intentionally setting the condition to simply know what's happening inside you right now. No judging it, no trying to fix it, just knowing. So what can you know? The book says it can be anything that's real in this moment. You can put your attention on the feeling of your breath going in and out, your heartbeat, the feeling of your feet on the floor. Heck, you can even just know the feeling of being restless or bored. These become your anchors to the present moment.
But using this tool does a lot more than just ground you. It actively starts to clear out all the mental pollution that keeps us stuck in the first place. The book has a great name for it: mental smog.
And this smog has its own name too, malatine. You can just think of it as mental toxins, like the sticky, smoky residue that's left over from past negative thoughts and actions. It doesn't just cloud your thinking, it actively pollutes it. And what does this smog actually feel like? Oh, you know this stuff. It's that chronic worry, that low-grade irritation that's always simmering, that feeling of being totally exhausted. It's basically the fuel that keeps the bad nature running. The more smog you have, the harder it is to see clearly. Now here's the key, and this is so important. You don't fight the smog. You can't just punch your anxiety in the face. It doesn't work. Instead, when you practice Gaam-Node Ru, you're just creating a tiny opening of awareness. You're opening a window. And through that window, a kind of pure, clean energy comes in and naturally dissolves the pollution. You don't do the cleaning. You just open the window and let it happen. So, what's the big payoff here? What happens when that smog starts to clear and you get way better at choosing which charger to plug into? Well, it completely redefines what it even means to be free.
You know, we have this idea of enlightenment or liberation as some epic, far-off goal, right? Like you climb a mountain for 40 years and then, boom, you're permanently blissful. But the book asks this amazing question. Is that really what it is?
Or is liberation something way smaller and way more accessible? Is it that tiny moment of freedom when you catch yourself right before you react? That split second when you remember, wait a minute, I have a choice here, and you choose to plug into your good nature instead. The book says that liberation isn't some final destination, it's just a whole series of those small present moment victories.
And that leaves us with this incredible, powerful idea. The real issue was never the world outside of you, and it was never some deep flaw inside of you either. It was all just a big misunderstanding about who is really in charge. Once you learn to see those three drivers and you have the tool to choose your own path, you realize the problem was never what you thought it was. And that right there is freedom.